Hi friends! I am so excited today to be doing my very first ever dual review. A review honestly that has kind of been years in the making because I got this book when it first came out. I bought the issues and then I bought the trade. I absolutely loved it and it just didn't get the kind of attention I feel like it deserves. I wasn't making videos back then, so now I'm excited to come back and tell you guys all about it. And the second part will be me showing off the toy that I finally got that goes along with this series, and I am so excited to share it with you. So in the interest of keeping this sort of tight, I'm gonna get right into it and tell you guys all about Shirtless Bearfighter. Here is the cover. Oh my gosh, you guys, everything that you see here is everything that this book is. It is an absolute joyride of slapstick comedy. It reminds me a lot of those movies from the 80s and 90s like Naked Gun and Hot Shot, where it was just silliness for silliness sake. It's all sort of like a cop story. This is sort of like that. I'm going to try not to butcher the names of the authors, but I'll show you what they are as soon as I finish. It is by Jody Lehoop, Sebastian Gerner, and Nil Vendrell. Here's the names. Let's see. So you can see this. It is a limited series, so this is the entire thing. It doesn't go on, so you can buy the trade and have the whole thing right here, and I think that you all should do that. So the story of Shirtless Bearfighter is Shirtless, who, was back in Nam. He made friends with this guy who ends up working for like the FBI, and there is a rash of bear attacks, and they reach out to Shirtless because he's the only one who can stop the bears. We learned that he was actually raised by bears and had a falling out with them, and after being bribed with 2 tons of flapjacks, which if you call them pancakes, he will probably beat you up, and the best syrup money can buy, he agrees to go on this mission and find out why the bears are attacking all the major cities around the world and to jump in and stop them. So I don't want to tell you a whole lot more about the story because, like I said, this is it. It's short. But it has some of the most amazing characters. There is a hillbilly warlock who is a half pig, and he lives in a trailer out in the forest and does some crazy stuff. The villain is a toilet paper conglomerate, and I'll show you what he looks like, but he is trying to cut down the forest that Shirtless is sworn to protect. This is him. Let's see if I can get this to focus. There we go. Hopefully that's focusing. So there are the family of bears that raised him. And let's see, we can see the house that he lives in, which is made out of, you guessed it, bears. So this story is super funny. It is one continuous story about this particular battle between Shirtless and this toilet paper conglomerate, his coming to terms with his falling out with the family of bears that raised him and the bear community as a whole, and getting back into working for the military, meeting a girl, maybe having a romance, dealing with some demons from his past. It is one of the funniest books and superbly done that I have probably read in the last 10 years. What's so great about it is that it makes use of all of the tropes that you're used to seeing in those kinds of comedies and executes them perfectly on the page, which is really brilliant when you think about the fact that the things that make those movies so funny normally are physical comedy. So it's the way that the actor says something or the way that he moves. But this book is written in perfect homage and in perfect step with that kind of comedy and never misses a beat. Like, you really feel like you're watching a hilarious movie, and yeah, you just feel like everything is perfectly in sync. The artwork is perfect. The cover art is the same here as the art throughout the book without giving too much away. I'll find a good page. Let's see. So here's some of the artwork. There are a lot of nature scenes. So one of the funniest things about Shirtless when they meet him is that he is living in isolation in the forest and doesn't have any need for clothing. So when they first come out to get him, this is how he enters the stage. And this is important for the toy review that's coming up. So here is Shirtless when he first comes out. Everything is appropriately blurred, of course, but then he goes on to have his first bear fight, so we can see what he's all about, and is not shy at all in front of the lady detective. He's not really interested in the fact that she's totally embarrassed by him in every way, really. Yeah, this book, it is so funny. It doesn't miss a beat. It's a super fast read, and the laughs in it are like genuine laughs that keep coming back to you. I honestly can't say enough. It's so cleverly put together. The the head of the FBI who he was in Nam with, who comes back to bring him in on this mission, throughout the story, he's always having these flashbacks like, I haven't seen anything like this since, and throughout the course of the story, he mentions pretty much every major American conflict, and everybody is sort of like, dude, how old are you? We know that he met Shirtless in Nam, and it's like he's talking about World War II. It's so funny. The toilet paper company is hilarious. The whole premise behind that is hilarious. And they got some really excellent covers for this too. Scotty Young did a cover that was amazing. They did an awesome pulp cover, which was really cool. Yeah, so everything about Shirtless Bearfighter is a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. It's easy to come by. This is the complete series. If you can get your hands on the issues, the covers are beautiful. I can't recommend enough buying this book. With that said, I got the toys that go with it. So, the company that I bought this from is called Skeleton Crew Studio, and they had a package, and this is what I mean by this book being woefully underappreciated. This should not exist. So Shirtless was published, let's see, back in, maybe it wasn't as long ago as I thought, 2017? Back in 2017 is when the trade was done, so it's not as long as I thought, but man, I just feel like people should still be talking about it. But there was a toy that was released, and I was trying to get it through my comic book shop, and it wasn't working out, so I just sort of like put it on the back burner thinking I would have more time, and then I moved away, a lot of other things. But as I was looking at my collection the other day, getting ready to work on some videos I have coming up, I was like, what would I like to fill in? What am I missing? And I started thinking about some of my favorite books and items that I'd like to have to go with those, and Shirtless came back to me immediately. So I was able to get from Skeleton Crew Studio, I'm sorry, a limited edition pack that includes a shirtless Bearfighter, a pantsless Bearfighter, which is just him when they first meet him, a bearskin rug for them to lay on, a note from the bears signed by all three of the creators, and an enamel pen. So without further ado, I will show you my Shirtless Bearfighter. Here he is. He is a gorgeous soft vinyl figure. He looks to be hand painted. He's got all of his battle wounds. Look at this absurd beard. He is so funny. Barefoot and hairy. He is an amazing specimen. There is Pantsless Bearfighter. Here he is. Still, it's the same guy. Here, let's get focused. Same guy, so same face, hairy chest, and there is his pixels. There are his pixels. And here he is. Stunning. This is the bearskin rug that came with him, which is actually like really cute and soft and furry, but they both like fit on it perfectly. Before I go on, these don't really articulate at all. They turn at the waist and at the arms, but really they're meant to display sort of just standing like this. The note from the bears, which is signed. Let's see, there you can see the signatures, and if you open it up, it says "rar rar rar rar," and that means we're coming, the bears. So that's pretty funny. That's a reference from the book. And an enamel pin that says "Bear Punch," which is one of the graphics they use when he's actually fighting a bear. We can see right here, Bear Punch. Because what else would you call it? So that is something I have been waiting to do for such a long time. I have to thank Skeleton Crew Studio for offering this great deal. You guys can still get it. It is a limited edition offer. But like I said, I just don't feel this book got hyped the way that it should. So there's no reason that we can't go back and do that now. Everybody go buy your copy of Shirtless Bearfighter. I recommend it more than any book that I have right now because it's making me smile, and that's a big deal these days. This toy is incredible. I'm going to take some pictures and put them up on my Annoying You with Friendship Facebook page. And I would love to hear what your favorite comics and toys that coincide are. Tell me if you have any recommendations and I'll pick them up. And I would love to see pictures of your toys too. Thanks for checking this out, guys, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you pick it up, tell me what you think. I can't wait to hear your reviews. All right, friends, thanks for watching. Have a good one.